I see myself, the real self, not the one I had been performing. His eyes widened as a man's eyes widen at mercy.
My hands are open now. I release it all. One breath. Into the deep. One breath.
His shoulders fell. The burden had been carried long enough.
I look into the light, and the light looks back. It is not angry.
The face of a man who has been forgiven.
He sat as a child sits when finally safe.
I receive you, Lord. I receive all of it.
The shadows faded. Light does not argue with shadows. Fear, I release you. You served me once. Now go.
Balanced at last between the weight of what was and the grace of what is.
He felt the space change. Transformation has a texture.
Gently, Lord. I close them gently now.
See. I open my eyes, and I am not the same man.
He watched the darkness leave without triumph, without cruelty.
He held his posture as a vow. This is the truth I ran from. I will not run again. He radiated what had been poured into him. I surrender. Completely. Without condition. The mind became clear, the way water becomes clear when you stop disturbing it.
Each breath was a word in a language older than speech. I feel the warmth. After all that cold, the warmth.
He became part of what surrounded him. The walls dissolved. His face was no longer a mask. It was just a face. The black hand faded, as all borrowed darkness fades in true light.
It is leaving. What I feared most is simply leaving.
He was not disturbed. He had passed through disturbance into something older. Grounded as stone. Free as water.
My breath and the breath of the world. One rhythm. One.
He noticed the light expanding. Expansion is the signature of grace. He was bathed in what he had almost not survived to receive. He observed the merging of what he had kept apart his whole life. Steadfast. The anchor held. It had always held. The ground changed beneath him, and he did not stumble. He was unaffected, the way deep water is unaffected by the surface.
Deeper still. Take me deeper. He acknowledged the perfect balance.
at last.
The shadows do not frighten me. They are part of the whole. And the light. Lord, and the light.
He sat in the silence as the glass began to yield to grace. He felt the world change the way a patient feels fever break.
The glass is rippling. It is becoming water again.
He reflected the shimmering. He was made to hold light.
Perfect balance. This is what salvation looks like in a body.
He experienced matter becoming spirit, spirit becoming matter.
I remain. In the melting world, I remain.
He looked through the translucent veil at what waited beyond. What is this place? The mystical light had no agenda except to illuminate. His reflection sparkled. Even the reflection had been redeemed. He observed the formation of something new, something clear. His face mirrored in the water that had once tried to swallow him. Motionless. And motion was everywhere.
Absolute purity. Lord, absolute purity.
He waited quietly as the waters found their peace. He witnessed the lake return to itself, as he had returned to himself.
His meditation was undisturbed. Finally undisturbed.
I am transparent. There is nothing left to hide. He rested in the silence that needed no explanation. He rested his hands on his knees, gentle, grateful. He sat on the surface that had once refused him.
The silence here is breathing.
His reflection was flawless, as he was seen by the one who made him.
I open my eyes. Yes. Yes, this is real.
He looked toward the horizon, and it was not a wall. It was an invitation. One more breath. Conscious. Consecrated. His eyes held the sky, because the sky had chosen to be held. He prepared to move. Preparation is a kind of faith.
Gently now. Shift the weight. Trust the surface. My hand on the water. And the water holds.
He touched and was not refused. This was new. He uncrossed his legs with the care of a man rising from prayer. He knelt on the water as men have knelt in every sacred place.
He looked down at the one who had followed him faithfully through the dark.
I rise. Lord, I rise on one knee.
He balanced perfectly. Grace is its own physics.
I am standing. Lord, I am standing on the water.
He adjusted his robe. Even in miracle, dignity matters.
I stand tall. I stand in your name.
He looked forward into the vast emptiness that was full.
First step. The first step of the rest of my life.
His foot touched the mirror surface, and the mirror held him.
I walk. I walk on the water, and it does not break.
He left no trace. Some things are too pure to be marked.
He walked continuously. The walking was the prayer now. One figure. Infinite space. This is what it means to be found. I walk with grace. Absolute grace. I look incredibly peaceful because for the first time, I am effortless. Effortless at last.
He looked up slightly. The source was there. Always there. He felt the light descend as one feels a hand on the shoulder. He was bathed in what he finally allowed himself to receive.
I continue. I will always continue.
His footsteps grew lighter. He was becoming what he was meant to be.
I walk toward you, toward the light, toward home.
He embraced the silence that had no end and no beginning.
I walk with purpose. Your purpose, not mine any longer.
He prepared to enter what the mind cannot prepare for. He stepped into the brilliant light and did not flinch. The dazzling aura was not unfamiliar. It was recognition. His boundaries began to dissolve. What a relief to have edges end. I walk among the motes of light. I am becoming one of them. He glowed under the glorious light, because glory fills what is empty.
Lord, I look up. You have been here the whole time.
He became translucent. Truth shows through a man who holds nothing back. I am fading. And it is not loss. It is arrival. I smile. Lord, I smile. This was always the destination. He was almost dissolved. Almost home. Eternal peace. This is what the search was for. The stories were real. The light was real. Thomas was real. And then he was more than real. In the silence, something stirs.